Hi, boys and girls. Did you have a nice weekend? I sure hope so. And are you ready to learn? Okay, it's Monday. It's Monday. It's Monday. All right, are you ready to learn and remember how to tell the time? Go get your little clocks. We're going to work on reviewing how to tell time through analog, all right, using our analog clock. And we're also going to learn a new concept. Today, we're going to learn a concept of order of events. So it will be easy peasy, and I have a new little gadget that I'm going to be using. You're going to see it and you're going to say, I remember that, Miss Martinez, you used it a lot. And I learned how to use it now on mobile teaching. So I'm very excited to show it to you. But first, let's go over our clock. Okay, remember this is called an analog clock. So everyone, let's start off by putting your clocks to 8 o'clock. Remember, when the big hand is on the 12, it's o'clock. When the little hand, which is the hour hand, is pointing directly at a number, then you call out the number that it's pointing to. Okay, so we'll review the o'clock. So put it here and here, and then we call out 8 o'clock, right? Every time the minute hand goes around the clock, complete circle up to the 12 again. That means 60 minutes went past, like all the way around. And then look, now it's not 8 o'clock anymore, it's 9 o'clock. But how about if the minute hand stops at the 6? Remember, it's not o'clock anymore, it's 30. We don't say 10:06, we say 30. So do you notice that the hour hand is between the 9 and the 10? So you're always going to call out the smaller number, which is the smaller number. 9 is the least, right? So 9:30, 9:30, 9 o'clock, Ms. Martina, silly. Okay, so that is 9:30. And then if we keep going, remember that every time that the minute hand touches a number, you call out 5, because every minute, every number that there is means that 5 minutes has passed, all right? So we're going to count, we're going to go back to the 30, and then we're going to continue 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So then look, an hour went by and now it's 10 o'clock. See that? So again, every time this minute hand goes around the whole entire face of the clock, right? It is 60 minutes went by, and now it is a different time. So now it's at 11 o'clock. So you get to work with your little clock and notice what happens when you go around. When the minute hand goes around the clock, it is a different hour, okay, completely. And now we're going to, like I said, talk about a different topic, and this is, it's a way of telling time, but it's actually the way that you are ordering the order of events. So you know what events are, right? That means that things that you do. So in this case, events at home. For example, if you are getting up in the morning, right? So this is what I wanted to share with you. What is this? Ah, you have one. It's an iPad. Remember, I use this at school in class, right? So now Miss Martinez is learning new tricks. So I get to use this iPad on your mobile learning. So I'm excited, but if I make mistakes, just be patient with me, all right? I'm learning too. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share this screen, and hopefully you're gonna have the same paper up there that I do. So just hold on and make sure that this computer is bringing it up, right? I'm hoping that will go on there really soon. Oh, yay, it's there. So you're looking at what I'm looking at on my iPad. And the fun thing about this, boys and girls, is I'm going to get to talk to you and explain the paper to you at the same time. So that will be very, very fun. So as you can see, boys and girls, we're going to talk about a schedule. Remember last week we talked about schedules, how it's important to kind of keep a schedule just to make sure that you're completing all of the events or all the, in your case, subjects that you need to complete at home for schoolwork. Well, this paper is kind of like that. So in this case, see how the top part of your paper has the class schedule? Now, this is a different kind of kindergarten because they have different kinds of subjects. Like, for example, here, I'm going to go ahead and take my pen and I'm going to underline this right here. Do you see this right here? 8 o'clock. Okay, so that is 8 o'clock. So that's 8 o'clock in the morning. This class has science. You see that? And then the next one I'm going to underline is writing. Do you see that? They have writing at 9 o'clock. And then the next subject that this class takes care of is computers. Well, you have science and we do writing, but not computers, but we're just going to pretend that we are in this young lady's classroom, this teacher right here, and she is going to ask us. She's playing with the little students there that she has there. You see, she's helping them. What a nice teacher, right? And look at the little girl. She's really excited to learn. But what we're trying to get out of this lesson, boys and girls, is that there is a sequence in time that you are completing each subject. So, for example, do you notice that these three right here, see, I'm going to go ahead and put a circle over the icon. That little picture right there says 10 o'clock. Remember that digital time? It's when you see 10:00, that's 10:00, and then the colon, the double dots, and then a 00 on the right side is o'clock. So that's in the morning time. That's when they're saying that they're doing, their class might have a computer session, right? So that's why that little picture of the computer is there. And then as we move towards the middle of the paper, it looks like the science. You see the little telescope right there, the little microscope right there. I'm going to circle it. It's 8 o'clock. Remember digital time, 8 and then colon, and on the right side there's 2 zeros, so that's o'clock. So that's at 8 o'clock. And then we're going to go down more to the bottom, and it looks like the teacher is now going to do her writing session with her students. You see how it's 9 o'clock. You see that? Okay, and there's a picture of a pencil, so it's her writing. So what we're trying to learn here is now the order of events. Remember, we have already talked about ordinal numbers, like when Miss Martinez and you in the morning, we do our calendar. Remember, I always tell you, it's not today is the 1, is the 2, is the 3. It's always the first, the second, the third, fourth, and so on. And also, I compare it to when you're in line. You're not 1 in line, you're first. You are not 2 in line, you're second and third and fourth. So you understand the difference between just saying the number and saying ordinal number. It becomes a different way of saying it, right? It's an ordinal way of saying it. It's a sequence. And so now the order of events that this classroom is doing on this paper, on your paper, they want you to number them. They want you to look at the boxes, and they want you to understand what comes first in time. So with that said, let's take a look again. So number 1 says, remember, 10 o'clock. Then it's number 2 says 8 o'clock, and number 3 says 9 o'clock. So when you have your clock, right? Your little clock, everybody set it to, let's see, let's set ours to 8 o'clock, okay? So I'm gonna put this down. I'm gonna go to 8 o'clock. So that is 8 o'clock. Does yours say 8? Very good. So we're gonna do 8 o'clock first, right? And on time, your 8 o'clock is going to be first, and that subject, from what I can see, is science. So science in this classroom here in on the paper, right? We're going to call her Mrs. Smith. Her class for science comes first. So we're going to put, should that be 2? Or should it be a 3 if it comes first? Or should it be a 1? Okay, good. If you said 1, then you are right. So a big tall man is going to go all the way from the top and walk down. And that is the order of events, right? In this case, the subjects that they are learning, it will be first is number 1. And then what comes next after 8 o'clock? Well, let's see. I'm going to go around and 9 o'clock. So that's only 1 hour after, right? So that would come second, right? So what do you write for second? A 2, right? Up and slant down and then walk across. A 2. That would represent second. It comes second in sequence, right? In order of events. And then, so then lastly would be 10 o'clock. So grab your clock and you're going to go all the way around 60 minutes and you're going to get to 10 o'clock. Does everybody see that? 10 o'clock. So then you have the first subject is science, second is writing, and so a 3, round and round again, would be third, right? So that's called the order of events, first, second, third. All right, boys and girls, did you stay with me? Great job. Now let's go to the next page. There we go. And I'm going to erase the little squiggle there. Now, the same thing on the back, except what you do at night, right? Because we're talking about more of the evening part of your day here. It says, look at the pictures about evening events. See the directions on top? Read it along with me like you do in class. Look at the pictures about evening events. Draw a picture to complete the order. Now, your order might be different from your friend's order. So these pictures that you're going to do on this side of the paper and what you're choosing is, it's not wrong at all if you have them different from your friends, okay? Or even if you have it different from Miss Martinez. But I'm going to write on here what I think may happen. But you could do your own paper. When you turn off the video, you can do this in the order that you want, okay? So we're talking about 7:30. So let's take a look. At 7 o'clock, it looks like the children are doing a little bit of reading. You see the yellow frame here? I'm going to trace the yellow frame so you know which one I'm talking about. Do you see that? Okay, that one says 7 o'clock, right? Okay, so 7 o'clock, those two children are sitting on their sofa and it looks like they're reading, right? Like an evening story between the two of them. And then if you could tell right there at the bottom, it says 7 o'clock. 7:00 means o'clock. You got it? And then the next one, the green frame, what is that little boy doing? What is the little boy doing right there? He is praying, right? He's praying, and that's 7:30. So he finished reading his book with his sister and then is praying. Now, look at the blue frame. The blue frame is blank. So what they want you to do is draw a picture of what you would do after you finish praying. Think about that. You don't have to do that right now. Just think about it and get your crayons and your pencil later, and you can draw what you do after you pray at night. Okay? And then number 2, it's the same thing. But let's take a look. It's kind of the the event order is kind of going backwards. Like they started, look. So 8 o'clock, see what they're doing? He's doing 8 o'clock, and then 7 o'clock, and then the one that's blank is 6 o'clock. So that means they want you to think about what you will be doing before you read. Okay, look at the difference. They're already reading at 7. See, they're reading at 7 o'clock. See here? And then praying, and then whatever you think would go next. Here, the order is going the opposite. He's asleep already. So before he went to sleep, he read a book, right? And then what would happen before you're reading a book? I don't know. Maybe you're with your family. Maybe you pray before you read the book. It's up to you, whatever you want to draw. You think of something that you would do at 6 o'clock, which means that it's before you begin to read at home. Okay? Like I said, and I always tell you the same thing, just do your best. I don't want, it doesn't have to be a perfect picture. Remember, I always say, I don't want a perfect picture. Don't get frustrated. Just draw the best that you can. All right, boys and girls? All right. So I hope you enjoyed the lesson on the order of events. And boys and girls, I do want to encourage you to continue on IXL. Hi, it's me again. All of me, right? And I want you to just read, but don't stress out. Just do whatever you feel is comfortable for you. And IXL is very important, but I hope that you really enjoy the lessons on YouTube also. All right? Okay, I guess I'm going to be using this more, so I hope you enjoyed it. All right, love you guys. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. So today was the event, first event, math. And then tomorrow again, it'll be first, Bible, second, phonics, third, 3 events, right? In order. All right, bye-bye. Thank you. Have a great day.